Mordheim Summer. Hello everyone and welcome to yet another Steam match of the Mordheim Summer Tournament organized by Marcus Kane, as you can see here. My name is Karond and today we'll be looking at group number 5, the only group who has not finished the group stage yet. I'll be looking at the winner's match between Uddhava and Karond. In group number 5, Rotting Mass forfeited all of his game, our US mercenary player, giving both Slainmore and Uddhava a 1-0 victory. Hence, Uddhava hasn't played a match yet in this tournament. And should he win here against Karond, he will be the group winner after just one game. Uddhava will be playing the Mercenaries, and Karond, as we know, will be playing the Cult of the Possessed. They have a little bit of a different style in the warbands that we can expect here. Karond, of course, going for a melee initiative-focused warband, while Uddhava is very known to play a ranged warband focusing a lot on bows. We'll see how that plays out. As usual, the deployment is very crucial here. If we get something like Rival in the Ruins, it will favor Uddhava quite a bit. If we get something more like Scattered, then Karond will have a massive advantage like he had against Slainmore. Here we see the group in front of us, and let's take a little bit of a look on the group itself. Whoever loses this game here is gonna go down and face Slainmore for a decider smash of who ends up second and third in the group. The third place will go into deathmatch number 2 against Chris Cardiac, while the second place will actually enter the round of 16 right away, facing Miniar. It's very interesting to see here if Karond can pull through and win the group, in which case he will face off against Jackal. And as you can see here, that will place pretty much all of the Cult of the Possessed players on the bottom half of the tournament tree. And then Slaver will get a little bit of what he has been saying all the time along, that there can only be a single Cult of the Possessed warband, and that will very much be the case, guaranteeing a Cult of the Possessed warband in the semi-finals should Karond win here. And why shouldn't he? He did win the last tournament, and he's the reigning champion, and he is the favorite for this game. But as we know, everything can happen in Mordheim. The map decides a lot, and a good competent player can beat pretty much anyone with any kind of warband. So without further ado, I hear that the players are about to start, and let's see how it goes and cheer on both teams. We wish them both good luck, and I hope it's an interesting game. Alright, here we go. Pillagers. One warband is called Explore Buildings with unadvised 3 strike teams surrounding the buildings. So it might be a sort of closed... Wait a minute here. Pillagers is a little bit like Rivals in the Ruins. You do say that they are surrounding the buildings, but what it's really about is that you tend to not... It depends on the map, but on most Nobles Quarter maps you might end up with more like Rival in the Ruins. It's different on the merchant maps though. Let's see how the deployment fans out there. See that there are lots of some high initiative units here by Uddhava. So Karond starts in the building, and Uddhava starts surrounding some buildings, which means the other buildings here, of course, not this particular big building. So that's almost like Rivals in the Ruins. We see that Karond has a little bit of a morale advantage here, 242 to 196. And besides those 3 units, it seems like almost the entire warband of Karond's is coming right after those 3 units. Let's see what the plan here is. Obviously, as we don't see any... Yeah, we don't see any of Uddhava's units here, meaning that he does start in the buildings further to the east and south. Just getting there. think we'll skip ahead on the deployment. See in a short while as the deployment is ended. And there we go. Sons of Myrmidia, a warband by Uddhava. It seems to have had that name for quite a while. And I think that's also a name that one of the random AI warbands could get. So he's probably just stuck with the name he got from the start. And the Butchers of Bay Harbor, Karond's new warband. Finishing up the last stages of the deployment here for Uddhava. Just looking at the minimap. Oh yeah, so it's not really, it's actually the first turn, alright. So 2 first units have ended their turns for Uddhava. There's one more before Karond gets his turn. It's always problematic for the mercenaries to fate the cult of the possessed, especially when it comes to melee. If they can keep them at bay and fire in with range, they have a decisive advantage and usually win. But when it comes to melee, it's very difficult because of the arm mutations, and since a lot of the units for the mercenaries tend to rely on parry, and parry is really not going to work against arm mutations. Moving around here, trying to hit from the destruction on all of the units, and we do see a cult, a possessed unit here for Karond, which is interesting. I always think this is interesting since there are a lot of players in the forums who always speak about how poor the possessed unit actually is, the cult of possessed. Yet still, he seems to be taking part in almost every single PvP cult of possessed warband that player brings to tournaments. So he's always a unit that you see here, or there we go. It's a warlock. Let's see where he is. Clearly he has used delay, trying to just itching to find something to fire at. We saw him there in the window of one of the buildings. Definitely making sure that, or revealing that Uddhava is indeed here, but he was scattered into 3 groups, so there are 3 different buildings. We'll see if he can group up his team quick enough. Torben Viernau. And when it comes to be spreading out in 3 groups, they are usually relatively spread out, so it's all about the movement here for Uddhava. And if Karond can capitalize on this, it's really difficult, because when you see the warlock like this, you don't want to step into open ground because you know you will fire that, and since magic tend to hit much more easily than other things, like ranged, cover is not such a great thing after all. Decided not to jump down here because he doesn't want to be exposed. Yeah, that's a decent spot, unless there is something up in one of those buildings. At least the warlock is not there. You can see that the warlock has delayed once more. I'm probably going to go out and check the window again, see if he sees anything. And with that kind of position, yeah, in this position he really should not be able to see him. It's impossible. another unit using delay here. If you don't want to use a unit and the opponent keeps delaying, then you lessen the weight of their delay by delaying yourself. And we might see this in other games as well. So if you have an enemy that delays and you have a unit that you don't really want to move, just delay. It means they only get to jump through 2 units instead of 3, as the usual cases. And if you have several, yes, it's more efficient for the enemy to just have 1 unit delaying and you're delaying with 3 units, but if you don't really want to move those 3 units, you're just destroying their delaying tactics anyway. I move back a little bit once more. Let me check the window, not found anything. There's a decent distance to that warlock. You have to watch out for. Pretty good choice here. That might be a little bit exposed to the warlock. That is probably good. Shouldn't be able to be spotted here either. See the frenzy marauders here. I wonder if the possessed might have frenzy as well. Lots of things this warman has frenzy. Seems to be designed around frenzy. One of the least popular skills in the game. Common misconception about frenzy is that it just applies 30% more damage. But 30% of what? A lot of people seem to think that it is total damage, but that's not the case. It's only 30% of the base weapon damage. So if you have an axe, which is around 32 or 34 damage on average, then it means 32 times 1.3, meaning you only get like plus 10 damage from it. But still, that's kind of good. Plus 10 damage is pretty decent, especially compared to many other abilities. And if you're dual wielding, you do get less out of frenzy, because you do get plus 30% damage, yes, but you also have to reduce that extra damage by 25% dual wielding. Or if you're using a two-handed weapon, minus 50% extra damage for each attack. So frenzy is a little bit better on one-handed units, and sometimes for two-handed units, if you're not using too much of it, like if you have a henchman with a two-handed weapon, frenzy can do pretty well, especially if you can't afford to dodge, like these Dark Souls. Oh, that's tough luck receiving maximum damage from the ball. It's always around between 3 damage and 15 damage. Well, it does depend on the distance that you do fall down. Sometimes you can get a little bit higher in increments of 3, so 18 or 21 or 34 even. But that wasn't that high of a drop, and that was probably max damage for that particular drop. We see one of the Dark Souls in frenzy, and you see here that yeah, you could maybe go dodge here, but then you would have much less wounds, and you wouldn't have the strength really to properly use that great axe. So if you're gonna go with the great axe, you might as well just go with frenzy just to up the damage, so you have virtually no defense to speak of anyway. It does make these units easily killed when tag teamed by the opponent. Gonna gamble with a Moon of Chaos here or not? No, it's not worth it. Alright. Another unit here, very near the walls, just hugging the walls here for cover against the upcoming warlock. Either of those two choices should be sufficient to be far away from the warlock itself, and the warlock hasn't moved. Still stationed by the window. And no other units have been seen. So not too much has happened so far. Both sides figuring each other out a little bit. It should, since it was the Magister who saw the Warlock should only be aware of the Magister as well. And seeing that the Magister is still inside the building, if Uddhava is the kind of individual to actually check the minimap, he might be led to believe here that Karond is actually holding up inside the building. But that's not the case. You can do camping in this game, and some players do. But most players do not. And they can, like if you go in Overwatch, for example, or an ambush, it's usually a disadvantage to you when you're camping in a building, since after the Overwatch has been fired, every other unit gets to go forward and cycle through them and doing their damage to the unit who is exposed. And you can't really leave many units exposed, like you can't really leave them too much, or you do get exposed, I mean. So camping has a definite disadvantage, but at some points it can work, like specifically System Signal usually do pretty well with that, just going back in and out, making sure that you're not targetable, and then you have to go in there and then you get stuck with the henchman and then you're coming down. And some players use that a lot, particularly players like Happy do camp quite a bit with that kind of tactic. And as you play more, you do get to know a little bit some of the players' styles and how they like to play. Don't really know how Uddhava plays here. He has been losing a lot of games in these tournaments. He's only had a single victory to his name that I know so far. There might actually be more. Yeah. I shouldn't speak too soon. But in one of the, not the previous tournament, I believe, but the one before that, I believe he won one game in the library against Nathaniel. But Nathaniel is also one of these players that is a player that has never won a single game, and having the library when you don't know it, and if you get an unfavorable position, it will be more or less like an automatic victory. I'm not taking anything away from Uddhava here. He might be a very dangerous player to face, and according to some players, they do say that he's a pretty good player. He just tends to have PVM warbands available to him. Dispossessed making a beeline here, utilizing that high movement. Let's see if he gets exposed. Yeah, that's probably a pretty safe position to be in. If Uddhava is not advancing here, this possess should be pretty much untouched. That was the last of Karond's units. We're moving into Uddhava's last remaining units here. And he's probably trying to regroup his entire team. And since you see the Warlock standing here and just staying still and haven't moved very far from his wagon where he likely started, I think we can assume that he's trying to pull all of his units towards that Warlock. And he probably has 3 other units around that Warlock somewhere. Since you do get 4 units to start around the wagon and 3 units elsewhere if you have 3 groups. Here we see a neat little trick here by Karond. By holding a unit that he has seen, you can see other units coming up. You don't see the actual stats of that unit, but you can see which units are moving around. And here we see a champion being used by Uddhava. This is a trick you can all do when you play the games. If you've seen one of the enemy units, just hold on the minimap and hold the cursor over the unit wherever he's placed. It might not be exactly there, it could be a bit further away from the icon,
And then you see another champion here. You see the units that are moving currently for your opponent. Another good reason to use the minimap. Yes, it's a little bit buggy in that way, but you have to use it. If you don't use it, your opponent will, and any kind of information is very useful. We also see here that he has 55% armor. We see the damage he does. That's likely an axe with 12 strength, meaning that he has armor proficient mastered to get 55%. So heavy armor, a helmet, and armor proficient mastered with an axe. And that turns out to exactly 44 to 49 damage. See a warrior here. So we just know 2 champions and 1 warrior at the very least. And a wolf priest. So we do have all of the available hero choices there. So 2 champions, a wolf priest, and this warlock. Remains to be seen what kind of leader Uddhava is bringing here. It could be a captain. It's not a champion leader, so we can't expect that. So it's gonna be a war priest leader, or it's gonna be a captain leader. Those are the only 2 options he has left available to him. We also see that this particular wolf priest has armor proficient mastered as well. Heavy armor, helmet, and armor proficient mastered gives 55% in armor. So a heavy armored team for Uddhava.
A new round has started.
And the warlock here could be that those 2 84s that we see. We do see the wolf priest here. He has been spotted. And we see that he is a bit further away from the warlock, meaning that the wolf priest and 2 other units that spawn next to him are trying to move down here. And they could be intercepted by the possessed here, and maybe at least the forward marauder here could help go in and support during the same round. Probably not the henchman yet, but they will be able to engage any support that might be coming up here. Could be one of the things going down here soon. Moving back with the warlock a bit. Probably delaying. Those 2 84s here, seeing that one of the warriors also had in heavy armor, I think we can expect them to be actually marksmen and not warriors. So maybe 2 marksmen then, and 3 warriors. A warlock, a wolf priest, and 2 champions, as well as some kind of leader here. Either the war priest leader or the captain leader. We do know before the game here that in every single game that Uddhava has played in previous tournaments, it's always been a captain leader, so I think we can expect that. And the captain leader might not do as well here, seeing as there are 3 melee heroes for Karond, each one of them having armitations, thus ignoring Web of Steel likely on that particular captain. Destruction on all 3 of those melee heroes. As they get further and further apart from each other, it gets more difficult to keep up. We also have to be aware here that naturally the warlock did use another play, so you don't want to be exposed there. Almost getting the possessed unit there. You see that from compared to the game against Slaymore, it's not the same Magister. That Magister was called High Rage. This one is called High Bloodlust. Having a different skill set. The most important part that we see here is 15% magic resistance compared to the 80% of the previous Magister. So there is something different about him, for sure. Since he doesn't focus on magic resistance, he has some other tricks up his sleeve, no doubt. Seems like the warlock is moving out of the building here. That might be dangerous. He might be able to... Well, he might aim to connect the 2 groups here, which if they're that far apart, we could expect one group of Uddhava's units to be further south. And if that is the case, moving these two northern groups together could expose the Warlock for just a quick attack here by the possessed unit. We see that the Wolf Priest has moved down quite a bit and was probably in ambush mode, yeah. The Warlock has moved away as well. He's no longer within the building, he's no longer near the building. Let's see where he is. You can always do this kind of search in the minimap, just further proving that if you want to be really good at PvP, you have to use the minimap. You get so much information out of it, and there we go. The Warlock has decided to run back and hid behind his wagon. So we know where he is, we know where the Wolf Priest is, and we do have some understanding of where the rest of us units are. Pretty safe now to... That could be a closed off building, you don't really see that from here. If something has gone up into this building, it's gonna be trapped. Especially if it's an ambush, yes. Or if it wants to go in here, it will also be trapped. See one of the brethrens, well, the only brethren. We did see some stairs there. Could be a pretty good choice to go up here and see if there is anything. And if there is not, doesn't seem to be any unit up here. It could maybe fire down on something here. Missed overwatched, and we do see what is Clyde Bernsteiner. It is one of the normal marksmen here. Wow. The stun resistance to 34%, pretty decent. If you want to go for a headshot here, Karond does not opt for that, just doing a little bit more damage. Using a adrenaline rush right away. And managing to stun him with a critical hit as well. Critical hits creating open wounds. Gonna be important there. Do you want to reload in the window or do you want to move back? Since he wants to move back, so he's not as easily able to be fired upon. This is a pretty good setup. Since there are no units up there, if you want to go up there, and if it's triggered Uddhava to go up to the building, he will be caught by the ambush, by the Dark Soul, covering the stairs. It was a pretty tanky Dark Soul, so I doubt he will be able to get through that in one turn. 275 HP total, down to 182. See another Dark Soul here, or you're gonna go to a different building, probably pretty wise. Maybe setting up another ambush here. Ah, we do see a unit with an axe, hiding behind. Just making sure that you can't get through here. And indeed now you can't even get out with that axe unit, whatever it was, without taking a little bit of damage from the Orbal. See if that hinders Karond more or if it hinders him. Probably can't reach that. Yeah, we do see where the Wolf Priest is. Might be tag teamed here by the Wolf, by the Possessed and this Marauder, or not. Difficult decision here. You don't want to be too close to that window, since you can just be fired upon. Yeah, and I will see the Wolf Priest actually. Behind there would actually give him some pretty good spot here. Unable to be targeted, and still able to be targeted by this Magister. Oh yes, ended his turn. Another unit here coming up. These units can definitely be targeted, especially if it goes by the windows here. The Wolf Priest doesn't have to move much to be able to go in and cast a few spells on him. It's still pretty exposed, but doesn't seem to have much of an option here. So that it was a parry captain after all then. Alright. Still see the Warlock hiding here. The Wolf Priest is not in ambush. That particular warrior is. And the captain is not. You can see that from the red pills. Amount of red pills they have. And if they have 2 less than they should have, you know they are always in ambush. Might be more fire coming in here on the stand marksman. Yes, indeed. Not doing too much damage. I suppose it doesn't have mark of perforation on these units, right? Let's see what it says. Yeah, no perforation on these shuriken. Another critical hit, so he has 2 open wounds. Not gonna be too effective in hitting. Might die here if it was a critical, but it's done. Instead, it's a miss. Doesn't want to spend the blue points here, reloading in an area susceptible of attack. Uddhava really needs to move his units away from this particular house, field of fire. Probably negating the whole setup ambush here, but at least he will not be blocking the Dark Soul from getting out in case that's needed. We don't even know if there is a passage from that side of the door, behind that that corner. Might not be, it might be closed off. Alright, here we see the Possessed. Let's take a look at the damage there, 85 to 109, quite a bit. So about this decision, it seems to be wanting to move forward here and get a bit of intel at least. So, there we go, not in ambush, right? Yeah, not in ambush, as we said, in ambush. So if you don't want to get, remember that the possessed units cannot disengage. So you don't want to stay too close to that unit. Looking at the movement here, 6 movement with that warrior in ambush. Going for the Warlock here. Actually, with only 265 HP, he's probably dead here. And with 2 blue pills and an exhaustion, the Possessed could easily get away, unless he misses the 95% hit chance, naturally. That's gonna be a bit tough here. I don't think that this Possessed unit can actually, he does have overpower. That won't help you too much here, you need to do the damage. 105, Slicer and Piercer going through. Get hit another, yeah, this is really not worth it. It would have been worth it if you could maybe kill off that unit here. You're gonna use Adrenaline Rush for 4th attack here, but 3rd attack here, but yeah. Hitting with that 95% charge there would have killed this Warlock. And you see it, he has Boss Exhaustion, giving 5 blue pills. You can get pretty far with that, especially with the setup that Uddhava has. Lots of heavy armor, so he doesn't have too much movement. Now, seeing as he's so far away from all of the other units. I don't think that this possessed unit is gonna survive. So it's a gamble here, but coming up we do see a lot of units around that possessed unit, and we also see a marksman in the south here, just showing that there were indeed 3 groups and they are a little bit separated right now, but they can still pull around that possessed unit and finish him off. It also took 80 damage here, so even 90 damage. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. We did see the sign there for an oil bomb, maybe the captain moved out of the oil bomb field, or right into the oil bomb field, I mean. Going in way over steel here, not even ambush. Could be a very good choice for one of the marauders to get into. It's very tempting to get into one of these captains when they don't have their main passive ability working for them. And we do know that the wolf priest could probably reach this possessed and the warrior as well, and together they probably will do enough damage. Even so, the warlock could probably finish the unit off. Here we see one of the champions spotting the dark soul hidden within. Does he seem to want to? Does he want to go after that particular dark soul? He does not, entering a parry stance. Also a good choice for the nearby marauder to go into. So we have a marauder near the parry captain, and we have one marauder near the champion here. And the champion is a bit exposed to the range fire too. So both the Globadier and the Brethren can probably fire into him. Here we see the other champion, heavy armor champion, gonna do a charge. Succeeding at the fear test, good for him, it needs to be able to hit. 88% chance failing the lone parry, so no relief from receiving damage here. We're gonna see at least 2 more attacks here. And another. Probably a 5th here with Adrenaline Rush as well, after this one. No, we do not. A single parry stance for that last red pill. Here we see the warrior. Probably gonna be enough now, right? It was 160 damage again, and they only had around 300. A little bit more than 160. Shouldn't have too many wounds left here. It's a bit of a bad luck for a start, but at least the warlock is pretty hurt, and this is one of the reasons why you don't usually expose your units like this. This is what the AI does all the time. Failing the fear test here, but it doesn't seem to matter. Hit anyway, and then he gets a nice plus 20% hit chance bonus, making sure that he does hit. So the possessed unit is almost dead. Cue the wolf priest. You don't want to go for it one by one here, but clearly the intent was to assassinate that warlock, fearing the damage output, and that did backfire with a miss on the 95% roll here, or we probably have gotten away with it. Instead, the possessed unit is about to die now. Also failing a fear test there, we'll see if that's significant. No, it's not, hitting on 68% chance. So, first kill, and Uddhava takes the lead here, with a 1-0 lead. The first hero is down. Yes, indeed. Let's see what the Wolf Priest decides to do next. Maybe we should buff up some of his colleagues here. Cast a few spells. Winter's Shield is particularly powerful. Could also cast a Blessing of Ulrich here, giving more hit chance and more damage. to one
A
of
new
his
round has started.
3 melee units here, the captain and the 2 champions. I don't think he actually did cast a spell here. We can see on the minimap, another great use of the minimap. You can cycle through any buffs and debuffs that a character has with the B key by default. Yeah, he might have cast something here, seeing as he has lost 8 red pills in that turn. Lots of melee units here near each other. I think we're gonna see full-on combat starting pretty soon. Unfortunately, for those 2 units in the house, it seems like that firebomb is actually working against Karond here. Figuring out where this particular marksman is he nearby? Can he be targeted? No, he cannot. That's a sticky sludge, reducing movement and reducing dodge chance if you go into it, especially while you are inside the area of effect. I mean, Uddhava wrapping up his turn here, and then it's gonna be the warlock and the 2 marksmen. You see another sticky sludge here, trying to guard his flanks, wanting to fire a bit more. This marksman could see the dark soul is gonna fire. He's walking in the opposite direction. That was the marksman with the 2 open wounds, by the way. He's nearly dead. Almost 50 wounds left, just like the warlock. On the plus side, this particular magister only has to buff 2 units with 2 weapons destruction now, since the possessed unit is dead. Could target one of the henchmen though. One of the great axe units might be the most efficient one. So both the marauders have weapons of destruction on, which is going to be important here against all of the armor of Uddhava. Not even a master the boon of chaos here. Yeah, we do see another one being cast there as one of the Dark Souls instead of the now dead unit of the possessed. Using delay here since clearly the Warlock wants to delay. I would think that the Warlock would want to move a little bit more into safety. There were buildings behind him, maybe we could get up into a window again. With people blocking the path. Alright. Probably has to go through this. And an Overwatch. We see him up there, so he did take a good position here. That wolf priest might actually be in ambush. Might it be worth trying to trigger him? Yes. Not too good of a hit chance here. And not within any stance. Of course, units like this are usually built with guard stance in mind. I don't actually remember if Wolves have that available to them, but I do think that they do. Here we go. Yeah, the champion we're talking about here, yeah, that's gonna be really good if you can actually manage to stun that, and it's easier to stun this unit than the marksman. 30%, oh that's 75% stun on the other champion here. So, really should aim for the champion up to the left. Managing a 59% shot here and stuns the champion. That's gonna be really hurtful considering that one of the marauders here is very nearby. Gonna use up a little bit of healing. Probably gonna use adrenaline rush here, right? To make another shot with 20% more chance to score a critical hit. Failing that, but probably decent enough. Being more efficient, making sure the group leader here can move in. If he wants to. No use for this Magister right now. End the turn. Remnant Warlock did not use any more delays. Yeah, we see the Alec Mason here is really exposed. 239 wounds left remaining and stunned. See if there's an open. There's not an open path, so you do have to walk around. It is good that this particular Dark Squad didn't check for that. That's not a good choice. You don't want everyone walking through. But it is good that he checked for this, I think. Alright, I'm gonna keep the... Looking for where a firebomb could do some damage. We hit both of them nearly. It's just a tiny bit out of range for both of them. So which one do you hit? Yeah, you could zone off some of the units. You have to be really careful of where you want to charge and go in. For the warrior and the champion here. Probably going to go straight for that downed champion. That's gonna hurt quite a bit. I think we're gonna see the score equalize here. Can't really miss. And there we go. See if it's gonna use adrenaline rush. I've lost out a bit of the sticky sludge effect. See, he's losing out here. And this unit has to go around. Where will it go? Probably wants to make a big charge here. That's a really good 95% shot. And this could hurt a lot. Remember that he's not in a stance, he's an ambush. 120 damage. Going into the fire here, his own fire once more. But that's just very punishing for a henchman to do to a hero. Definitely worth it. And quick incision here, working in favor. Not that he would really need it. Nice to have. Doesn't really have a target now that the champion is. Oh, you could. There were two targets here. Possibly have hit one of them. Not going towards. Going through the fire and everything too, right? What is the plan here? What is the plan? Do you really want to shoot at these guys? Strangling globing this warlock. might feel that it is worth sacrificing this Globadier just to make sure that this Warlock has no actual effect in the game. Could probably kill him if he's able to shoot. Yeah, he won't get too many shots off. Alright. Targeting that warrior as well, preventing insults, particularly. Yeah, doing most damage to marksman here, but might not be the target to focus down. Limiting the surface area, which you can be surrounded, and limiting a blue pill here. And remember that shurikens do more damage when you... Oh, excuse me. Do more damage when in an overwatch, so that could also be a factor here. Going into the sticky sludge, or through it. Looking for that marksman with only 48 wounds left. We have one Marauder left here to move, and that Wolf Priest looks like he might not survive this turn. Might be a prime suspect, or might be a prime target here for this Marauder. I know we did talk about the champion here, no, the captain here, but the captain is tied down with melee resistance Dark Soul. Let's see. Instead of doing 25 damage, it did 40 damage. Every little thing helps. Don't really know where it goes into an ambush here, but alright. That poison cloud is not in effect, it's a bug with the game. Going into frenzy here. Upping damage a little bit. Only needs one more hit to kill off this unit. What's gonna happen? Yes, so 2 heroes have gone down for Uddhava. Just 1 hero has gone down for Karond. He has a lot of red pills left here, don't know if he wants to charge into that. It is a tasty target for other reasons, like it doesn't have any Web of Steel use against this Marauder. Well, doesn't want to waste 5 red pills here probably. And seeing as the marksman is behind her as well, and it's putting a rather weird cloth, it's nice to get into combat to hit the minus 30%. Yeah, there we go. Nice hit, 91 damage. That's a lot. Remember that since the Marauder is charged here, he gets plus 20% more damage on the next attack. See if he can hit this, 45% chance. So does he want to try? I wants to try. Gonna get a counter attack, let's see if it's hit. Not hit. Doesn't have too great of a chance of hitting here. All alone check. Very strange, why didn't he get to take an all alone check here? The game does this sometimes. You saw the effect happening on the Dark Soul there. Something had it disengaged and then it immediately engaged once more. Very odd. So he has double the chance to hit this captain here. The captain has double the chance to hit the Dark Soul over the Marauder, so he's opting for that and hitting twice in a row. 3 times in a row, having the same lucky streak as 4 times. Yeah, much more luckier than the Marauder here. But not doing that much damage. So we see Web of Steel again, which will only be useful against the Dark Soul. Yeah, you do want to tie down the Globadier. Maybe you want to go there in there with the champion as well. And that would leave the captain to fend for himself. And we have another Marauder coming down. Yeah, but it would be good for Uddhava to kill off this Globadier as soon as possible. Yeah, who doesn't want to hit like that, Captain? Hitting with every single 50% strike. I think that Globadier can still disengage, so he wants to get another unit in there. He does have a warrior available to him to go in from the behind as well. Gonna try to avoid the firebomb, both of the firebombs here. Yes, he is. Looking at the champion. What can he do? Might have had intentions to go for the Marauder there, but the Marauder had a good deal of melee resistance. Then he goes into a melee resistance Dark Soul. That was a pretty lousy choice. I don't really know why he goes into that. Anticipation here on that particular. And then there he gets adaptable defense, so he gets a little bit higher melee resistance. Worst possible target for you. Failing the fear test is minus 30% chance to hit. Seems to be going to surround the Globadier, probably a wise move here. But I don't think he will actually be able to kill the Globadier in one go. If it had been the champion going in there, then it might have been possible. Remember that this Globadier did use exhaustion, so it's gonna take 30 damage, and then step into the fire class, it's gonna take another 20 damage. So if the champion had gone in there instead, he would have been able to finish off this Globadier.
A new round has started.
What will the Warlock do now? Seeing as he can't cast magic for 2 turns. Unless he has consumable that removes poison, but very few people actually use them. I might be able to go in here and maybe attack the Ides. Seems to be a pretty good spot here by Karond, limiting surface area. You can see why he did that. Otherwise, this Warlock would have been able to go in there and do the killing blow. Doesn't stop Uddhava from trying several times. He needs to do something here. He is down 2 heroes and only having killed 1, and I do feel that some of his units here are a bit exposed. Like that parry captain, he might not live for long. And then you have the very hurt marksman, and then you have the exposed champion here as well for all of the oncoming damage. Nice that he didn't have a bow at the very least, so he can do something useful. And you do want to stay away with that Warlock or you're gonna get trapped here. Trying to limit the movement from everyone going through, but I think he can go around that stick sledge. We'll have to see. See, this is also one of the reasons why, like, why did you actually go into combat with this Dark Soul? You could have had a very easy target here, Dark Soul, the compound, doing a lot of damage. So using aim on this particular Dark Soul. Hoping that the parry captain lives and is able here to do crucial damage to that Dark Soul, but the Dark Soul didn't use stance the last turn, and it probably will here. And then of course it's the issue here of actually surviving. Lots of Karond students coming up here. Let's see what survives for Uddhava. After this turn is over, you do know that you have to, That firebomb really didn't pay off. Gonna see two brothers here being buffed up, and maybe another one of these Dark Souls. Once more, did a lot, like 120 damage with that charge. Priest. That's a lot for a henchman to do. Gonna see another one. Oh, we do have order here. Basic order and I'm gonna target the same Dark Soul. Basic order, not mastered, a new battle tongue. Regular adrenaline rush. Yeah, probably gonna do an order here right now. See if he can hit this particular captain. And he does! 86 more damage. Yeah, this he does have anticipation, so it gets harder and harder to hit, but every little thing helps. And then there is insult as well if he's... remember that this captain has Whip of Steel on, you don't want to attack into that. If you can get an attracting lure off here, then you will lose the most defensive stance. 51% chance, yeah, it's still worth trying. If the parry captain can do it, maybe this Dark Soul can. No, he cannot. Is he gonna use Adrenaline Rush for a third attempt? No, he's not. Alright. See if you can see anything here. If you do hit with so the firebomb is gone. Oh, that's dangerous. A bit of bad luck here. Only still be can still use another. With adrenaline rush here, could use a reload and just maybe finish off that warlock here. Bit unlucky. I don't know why Uddhava placed that unit so exposed here, but wow. Yeah. So the third hero of Uddhava goes down. Only has 2 heroes left now. Oh, only has 1 hero left, the champion, and the captain here. Yeah, that Globadier is probably toast. Gonna go into the captain. Can do that, but it could also go into. That's not too great of a hit chance, though. Trying and succeeding. Wow, and Slicer kicking in here, so 9% greater hit chance. Of course, it seems like he has master anticipation, so it's only increasing by. It's plus 6 melee resistance for each hit and minus 9 for each failed poison attempt. Wow. Yeah, it seems like he did get his wish through here. He is hitting exactly like our friendly parry captain here. Gonna be a prime target for that marksman, no doubt. Probably waiting for. Let's see here. Can't really go into another delay. If you go into one delay and then another one, so that the Marauder can do his turn first, that only means that you get to work after the parry captain, then that might kill you. Okay, so where is the marksman here? Doesn't seem to be nearby. Go up and take a look, maybe. Might be across one of these buildings here. No, not. Doesn't seem to be along the path either. At least at the first glance. Ah, there he is. Pretty far away. And with low movement here and penalized by sticky sludge, doesn't get that far. Gonna fail it all alone? Yeah, he did, so he doesn't have too many options. He can heal himself. Gonna do more here than a stance. I could probably use exhaustion as well. Point is to make them use up as many resources as possible here. Probably want to. It's a shame that those attracting lures didn't work. 20% melee resistance less with Alpha. Even though that Marauder hit with pretty much everything in a chain of luck. Yeah, I should probably be able to use attracting lure here, but since that champion can clearly disengage if he wants to, but it is a buggy skill, we do know that. 9% is decent. Not hitting here, maybe hits another time. And it does! Quick incision anticipation, so he gets plus 3% melee resistance out of that. You probably don't want to attack in here, do you? It's not worth it. Like, Marauder goes through, you only get 3 attacks against you. Just go into a parry stance there. Yeah. Another one of the warriors. Let's see what he's up to. He needs to support the champion here. The champion's gonna take an all-alone test, and he might not have too great of an all-alone check, seeing as he has a helmet. Might have focused on leadership, but seeing the total morale of Uddhava makes me doubt that that's the case for many of the students. Trying to tie down the brethren here. Wow! Managing to get a stun. 12% chance of that. Disengaging. That's gonna free... going into the fire here, but that's gonna free up some of the other warriors here to do a tremendous amount of damage. The mad caps. Yeah, this I don't think this cap is gonna live here unless he has a lot of luck. Yes, 60% is not much, but you only need 2 hits out of 5 attacks. Statistically, on average, that's gonna happen. Already hitting once. Master anticipation on this unit as well, just like the 2 champions. Yeah, it's pretty much a guarantee here. I'm missing. I'm missing again. 2 more attacks available. Can I hit one of them? Yeah, there we go. And goodbye to the parry captain. Adrenaline rush. Don't step into the fire. You can avoid it. Aye, that hurts. So no more heroes left for Uddhava, which means that as soon as someone goes to that nearby wagon, picks up the banner, or kills one other henchman, it's over for him. As you can see there, it's only 4 points above the morale. Missing. Scoring a critical hit, so that's good at least. Wanted to kill off this unit so you can use the red pills on something else. It's not worth using adrenaline rush here. I think you're gonna take more damage for a target that you already killed. But alright, fine. He has closed himself in here with the sticky sludge. You can't move too far once because he probably has to go through that. Getting a second kill here, so 2 heroes down for Karond, 4 heroes and the leader down for Uddhava. Probably do a charge here. Wow, 64 critical, nice. So 2 open wounds on that brethren, diminishing his capability of doing damage by quite a bit. And I think he's actually standing in the way of
A new round has
the wagon being
started.
looted here. Meaning that we probably do need to get if you can disengage, you can probably disengage. But then the warrior might be in the way of the wagon. I think so. Yeah, it definitely is. Nice shots here. Oh, another one. Yikes. 3 critical hits on that brethren. He's still not down, but he's about to. Game seems to be already decided anyway. It's just a matter of numbers now. Just 1 more kill, and realistically, I don't think that particular warrior there, or either of those 2 warriors, might survive this time. They're also both a bit bruised up and have used some adrenaline rushes, so they're not in the best of shapes. One of them even stepped into that fireball. And if you can kill off the marauder, the champions that easily, it's not really gonna be that easy to survive the coming onslaught here. So I think we will see Karond winning here momentarily. And I think that was Uddhava's actual last move before he loses this game. So he will go down and have to face off against Slanemore, which will probably be a pretty interesting game for whoever gets to go forth and try their chance against Uddhava. Ouch. Destroyer reducing melee damage by 9%. And whoever loses out in even that match, since Rotting Mass didn't perform the game, will end up 3rd in the group, which means that they get a chance in the new deathmatch stage here. Face off against another 3rd placed opponent, and if they win there, they will go on to the round of 16 anyway. Probably unnecessary, but alright. That's only four wounds left there. Just enough for 1 tractor. And no success here. Has to enter a dodge stance. 183 hit points remaining, and his attracting lure is pretty good here, multiplying damage. See if he succeeds at this one. Finally, one of the attracting lures working here. Ouch. See, that's the thing, like, if you fail an attracting lure, you've wasted some offensive power, but if you do succeed at it, particularly when you're 2 against 1, yikes, you can do so much damage. Well, maybe not in this situation, it's just to freeze up the brethren here. Oh yeah, managed to do a little bit more damage. See, even in that case, you're doing way more damage than a normal attack, since you added the poison damage onto that. So it's a hit and a miss ability, and as we saw earlier here, and particularly in yeah, as you saw against the champion, he should have been able to use the tracking lure, failed to do that. Gonna see a bit more damage. Take a snapshot of the morale to be sure. In case of a desync. And we're gonna see one unit go down here, most likely. Not gonna use frenzy. So this it's only gonna be against this. Oh wow, yeah, he's really dead now. But he won't have the movement to go on and support anything else. So that's it. Uddhava has just lost the game, and we're just wrapping up here. See if it's really worth actually. Oh, in the poison here, gonna. And this might be fun to see. See how much damage he can do if he lands this. 120, 133. Wow, 130 damage here. So when against that wolf priest, he did actually the minimum damage. Yeah, that's impressive. It's a lot of damage here. And failed on 89% to finish this unit off. And since it is another two-hander, but he won't be able to reach. Okay, so there's gonna be one more turn here. Got that. Sticky Sludge, Smelling Salt, sort of misfortune. Trying for a critical hit chance approach here. We'll see if that's gonna be useful against Claymore. Yeah. And we see the last unit that's gonna be used this game here. Probably gonna kill off this warrior as well, and might not even go into that other warrior, can't really kill him. Alright, yeah, could definitely kill this unit too. And there we go. It's 8-1, no, 8-2 maybe? I think it's 8-2. Yeah, it is 8-2. 2 heroes down for Karond. That was the game, and we'll see you for the next match then, and hopefully it's more exciting than this one. Hopefully Uddhava can put up some resistance against Claymore, and we'll see Karond against Jacko and the round of 16. Farewell for now.